This is just a standard tapered candle like this that I shaved down square so it'll fit in the box. And you notice I left a wick on both ends. That's in case you botch one to start with, or something like that. You can also use it to double your light power if you need it. Cut the candle in half, you have 2 candles. Or to conserve it, cut the candle in half and say burn one on one night and one the next night, that kind of thing. So there's candle. Oh, what else I got in here? Glue stick. You saw me use that before. Let's keep working here. Hope that's all still on frame. Glue stick. 2 plastic bags for water or whatever. They're the same size as this one. So there's 2 plastic bags. Put it around to that. 3 heavy nails. Big framing nails, as big as I could fit in here. That's to make that spear I showed you. And I mean, they're nails. You can use them for whatever you use nails for. So what else got here? A couple of paper clips. You never know when that might come in handy. I got this eye hook. That's to make a fishing pole. You can screw that in the end of a stick for a fishing pole. And you got, like say you got some control of the string. You can cast a bit, play the fish. It's not just tying the string to the end of the pole. So that's that. A pack of 10 matches for backup, even though we got the sparky, or if you're in a hurry. That's a pack of 10 matches. Spider wire. This stuff is great. It's fishing line. There's only about 30 feet left of this thing. I originally had about 100 feet on this card. It's as thin as number 10 thread, so you don't need thread. If you have the spider wire and the needle, you can sew things up. Even yourself, I imagine, if you had to. There's more first aid if you really needed to. I'd probably go for a fish hook to sew myself up. They got the curve and they're sharper. Just break the barb off. But this spider wire is great. It's 30-pound test, so it's good fishing line, and it's about the same as number 10 thread. So there's spider wire. I guess I should show you the pencil. I don't have any paper. This is the pen. You can write with it. It's actually just the inside of a pen cut off, and it's wrapped with tape, so you got some extra tape so you can write with this. Now inside this tube is in case you don't have any bait. I got a few fishing flies in here. See that? Got some flies packed up in there. And so that's what that's for, and that's the pen. So fishing flies, the pen. Well, I don't know why they put this in there. It fits. It's a little rasp. Maybe if you want to make kindling, or tinder. It wasn't very big, and it's actually, I don't know where it came from, but I guess you could use it to make tinder if you wanted to. So that's working pretty good. Yeah, that's what you want to use that for. I would bend this up at a right angle so you get better purchase. But yeah, boy, that's making really nice tinder. Holy smoke. Wouldn't take long. So that's what that is. That's the tinder maker. What else got in here? Oh, my compass. This is what I use for a compass. Here in Western Canada, all the roads are north-south on a grid system. So you rarely, even up north, and I don't know, I seem to have a magnetic sense for north, but just in case, this is my compass. That's on a string again, so you put it, and it's just 2 of those flat little round magnets. Yellow points south, red points north. And I just used the loop line, glued it, super glued a little loop of line between the 2 magnets, And it's actually pretty accurate. The magnets are so powerful, they're like way more powerful than a tiny compass needle. So they grab the Earth's magnetic field pretty good. See, that's settling down to, that's pretty much, I'll give it a half spin just so people are saying, oh, it's in the string. I'll give the string a spin till it flips. See, I actually got a more turn into the string already. There, now I'll go back. It'll find where it's happy again. Let's see, so north, red always faces north, yellow always faces. And this kind, I used to have a little bar magnet one that I used, but this kind is less susceptible to the wind ones, those two discs like that. So there's the compass. What else we got? You know, we got a couple twist ties. I messed up my little demo area. So there's the compass. 2 twist ties. There's 2 snares. Snare wire, brass snare. Brass snare is what you want. It's soft and pliable. It works in cold weather. The yellow seems to blend in better for wildlife, that they don't see it as much. There's more gold than yellow. And silver steel wire doesn't work so good. And brass you can rework over and over again. I might get around showing you that. There's ways to straighten it out and soften it up again, but there you go. 1 snare and then an extra long snare, so there's extra wire to do other things with. So that's snare. 3 arrowheads, those blade snapped off arrowheads. Let's think about how those make an arrowhead. It's these blades snapped off. So there's 3 arrowheads. And then in the very bottom, we've got, folded up nicely, a 16 by 18 sheet of heavy duty aluminum foil. Earlier today I tried to fold up a pot and a hanger using the snare wire and this stuff, and it worked, but I botched it. I folded it too many times. You got to be careful making a pot out of this stuff. There's a 16 by 18 sheet, and I used half the sheet to make a pot to boil water in, and I used the other half of the sheet to make a lantern for the candle. So I'll show those in a later video, but that's what. Okay, we're doing a little experiment here. I read about this, but I never actually did it. This is a little cooking pot I made from tin foil in the mini survival kit and snare wire. There's a, oh well, I'll explain it later. Anyways, we're gonna see if we can boil water in this thing. Hold on while I arrange the candles. Okay, just showing more of the things you can do with the kit. Okay, there. The candles are under there. Another thing you can do with the tin foil is I used half the sheet in the kit to make the little pot. I used the other half to make this little lantern. You can do that if it's out in the wind, shelter the candle from the wind, and also give you more light in one direction. So I'll let you know how, I'll turn this back on when it starts boiling, so we'll pause for now. Okay, well, it's taken about half an hour here with 4 candles, but it's just about boiling. We'll pause for a little bit longer, see if we can get to getting a good rolling boil. Well, the candles weren't hot enough to boil the water. I had to put it on the stove, which you don't know. See, it's boiling. Although I have a problem, I got a little leak somewhere. I folded it too many times. And I got a little leak somewhere that's ruining the efficiency of the stove. But see, it's boiling. That would be enough to sterilize your drinking water if you didn't have a leak. That is, and then this is just 4 sheets of paper. This is just 4 sheets of paper that, where's the pen? you would use to write a pen on that you'd use to. So there's the tin foil, the magnet, the water. And I guess in a crunch, if you really need to, you could crumple these up, squirt super glue all over them, and then use your sparky for a match. And I bet you that would go. You could start a fire in pretty damp conditions like that, as long as the rest of what you had was reasonably good. So, that's it. That's the contents of my little survival pouch. 10 extra matches here just in case you need to, you're in a hurry, that kind of thing. So, that's about as much as you can pack into one of these. I've been doing this for a lot of years since we were teenagers, off and on. There are times when you kept up. Lately, all the stuff I've been seeing on YouTube and the pandemic made me start thinking about it and maybe upgrading my kit and that kind of stuff. I might make a couple more of these. But like I said, I think of it more as a utility kit. All this stuff is handy. Everyday life, anywhere you are, camping, hunting, fishing, you're visiting over at a friend's house and they don't have the right tool or something. All this stuff comes in handy. Nails, you use it in everyday life. So I think of it more like my utility tin than I actually do my mini survival kit. But like I said, you could use it in a pinch. You wouldn't get you put it in a bag like this, like I showed you. Put a space blanket in there, one of those plastic ponchos, and just in a bag like this, you'd have a good chance of turning a miserable 2 or 3 days in the bush into maybe almost having fun. So there's my take on this mini survival tin after many years. Hope you can pick up a few ideas for your own, like I have over the years from other people, seeing other people's. But that's a lot to fit in there. So that's it for my mini survival tin. I'd like to dedicate all the survival tin stuff to my late friend Dave Lewis Zur, who we grew up together hunting, fishing, camping, did a lot of it over our lifetime. He passed away a few years ago from heart failure. So I'll dedicate this to him. And until next time, good hunting and sweet water, my friends.